Thank you for your patience. We're just waiting on two more members of council. We'll be with you shortly.
Muted.
business meeting of the City of Socorro City Council is set to begin. Due to the ongoing threat to public health, the City of Socorro, Texas Council and Commissions will be conducting a virtual meeting broadcasted by phone and live streaming services from council chambers located at 860 North Rio Vista Road, Socorro, Texas 79927, to practice social distancing and limit the number of people physically present at one time. There will be no physical access to the location mentioned above. We do ask everyone to silence their electronics to avoid any sound interruptions. No disruptive behavior or outbursts will be tolerated, and violators are subject to call disconnection and possible prosecution. Anyone who has signed up to speak or present will be called upon by the presiding officer to speak during public comment or on their specific agenda item in accordance with Government Code 551.042. La reunión del Concilio de la Ciudad de Socorro está por empezar. Por el problema de salud pública en curso, el Concilio y las comisiones de la Ciudad de Socorro, Texas, transmitirá su reunión por teléfono y servicios de transmisión en vivo desde la sala del Concilio localizada en 860 Rio Vista Road, Socorro, Texas 79927, para practicar el distanciamiento social y limitar el número de personas físicamente presentes. No habrá acceso físico a la ubicación mencionada anteriormente. Les pedimos a todos que silencien su equipo electrónico para evitar interrupciones de sonido. No se va a tolerar ningún tipo de comportamiento perjudicial o revoltoso. Quien no siga estas reglas, su llamada será desconectada y puede ser infraccionado. A quien se haya apuntado para hablar o presentar, será anunciado por el oficial conduciendo la reunión para hablar durante los comentarios públicos o sobre su tema específico de la agenda, de acuerdo con el Código del Gobierno 551.042.
It is now 6:17 p.m. This meeting is called to order. Ms. Rodarte, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Yes, ma'am. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Establishment of quorum?
Ruben Reyes,
Yes.
Cesar Nevares,
Here.
Ralph Duran,
Here.
Mayor Ivy Avalos,
Here.
Victor Perez is absent, and Ivan Colom Villalobos.
I'm here, you guys, but you guys sound super muffled.
Mayor, we have quorum.
Thank you. Item number 4, public comments.
Mayor, we have no speakers for public comment.
Mr. Nevares?
Mayor, could we please move items 18 and 19 up first? And Ms. Colon is right, we could hardly hear you guys.
Do we have a second?
Yes. Second.
Was that better, Mr. Nevares?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Colombia Lobos, can you hear us? Is it better?
You guys have like an echo, like an echo, and yeah.
Ruben Reyes,
Yes.
Cesar Nevares,
Yes.
Ralph Duran,
Yes.
Victor Perez is absent, and Ivan Colom Villalobos.
Yes, and I can hear the councilman perfectly, but they're the only one.
Mayor and Council, item number 18, discussion and action to approve the appointment of Guadalupe Misquez to the Planning and Zoning Commission place. 1.
Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
We do have a speaker for this item.
Miriam Cruz.
Hi, thank you. So I wanted to mention, I was looking over at the backup, and it looks like, well, first of all, if she's listening, I'm pretty sure she is. I'd like to congratulate Ms. Guadalupe Misquez for, joining the city and wanting to volunteer. I think as a city, as a constituent, we support, newcomers and people who really want to get involved. That's always very welcome. I just wanted to point out the fact that I was looking at the backup, and it looks like this was her third choice, the Planning and Zoning Commission. And the only reason I bring it up is because as a former civil service commissioner and a current inactive ethics commissioner, it looks like the ethics commission was number one on her choice. And if you look at the backup and what she wrote about why she wanted to join, it kind of, is directed to the Ethics Commission. And so I just wanted to point out the fact that we've been waiting over 3 years now for the Ethics Commission to be formulated. And so I would suggest that any newcomers, and even if Ms. Misquez would like to consider or reconsider joining the Ethics Commission, I think that's a very important commission that we need to get moving, especially after 3 years of just sitting on it and nothing happening. And so I just wanted to bring that up and point that out, not just to obviously
Ms.
City
Cruz, your
Council,
time
but
is up.
to everyone listening into the meeting, because I think that's
Ms. Cruz,
important
your time is
to
up.
recognize. Thank you.
Ruben Reyes,
Yes.
Cesar Nevares,
Sorry?
We're taking the
The
vote, Mr.
question-
Nevares.
Yes.
Ralph Duran,
Yes.
Victor Perez is absent, and Ivan Colom Villalobos.
You
Ivan
guys
Colom
sound
Villalobos.
far away.
It's even worse
Yeah.
now.
It is.
They can't hear us.
Is that better?
No, I barely heard. Is that better? Barely heard.
What about us? Can you hear us?
Speaking right into the mic. What do you guys think?
No.
Give us just a moment, please. We're having some technical issues. One moment.
Can someone ask Mrs. Cruz if she can hear you clearly?
I think she already hanged up.
Ms. Cruz, are you still there? Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. I can hear you very clearly. I
Clear-
don't hear any of the issues that they were talking about.
You don't have it? Okay. I think it's
So it's through Zoom.
it's through Zoom.
It's the Zoom.
Okay.
It's not, 'cause she's calling.
Mhm.
So in the live stream, everyone can hear us.
you all hear us now?
Is it better?
I don't think so. Mr. Nevares, can you hear us?
It sounded better.
Yeah, Mayor, you say something, because you're the one that,
Mr. Nevares, can you hear me?
Can't hear you.
No? I'm like right in, right, speaking right into the mic. Anybody hear me?
Barely.
There
Barely?
you go.
Okay. Mic check, can you hear me?
Hello?
Better.
better.
Just gonna have to yell all night long.
Prob.
Mayor, you're gonna have to get like super close to it, like really close to it.
Okay, is that better?
Much better.
Okay,
Much
I'll
better.
just be really, really, absolutely close to the microphone.
Yeah, you sound clear now.
Okay, I'm like right in front of it.
Can you hear me? Yes. Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me?
Now we can, Olivia, we can hear you.
Thank you, Mr. Duran.
Better.
Yell. Pretend you're talking to your grandkids.
What about me? Can you guys hear me? Duran,
Yes.
can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Nice.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The council's okay, we don't need to scream, but I think staff, for some reason, we can't hear them.
I think they're having issues with the Zoom meeting. Just talking to myself.
Are we okay now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, well, we apologize for the delay. Let's go ahead and continue. Item number 19, swearing in of newly appointed commissioner. Ms. Miscas, can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome, okay. Please repeat after me. Please put your hand up, your right hand up, please. And repeat after me. I, Guadalupe Miscas, do solemnly swear
I, Guadalupe Miscas, do solemnly swear
or affirm
or affirm
that I have not directly or indirectly paid,
that I have not directly or indirectly paid,
offered, promised to
Offered.
pay,
promised to pay,
contributed, or promised to contribute
contributed, or promised to contribute
any money or thing of value,
any money or thing of value,
or promised any public or employment,
promised any, any what?
public or employment
Public or employment
as reward to secure
as reward to secure
my appointment or confirmation thereof.
my appointment or confirmation of thereof.
And I have another oath here. Give me one moment. Okay. I, Guadalupe Miscas,
I, Guadalupe Miscas,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of the office
the duties of office
of the Planning and Zoning Commission
of the Planning and Zoning Commission
of the City of Socorro, Texas,
of the City of Socorro, Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and will the best of my ability
persevere, protect, and
Persevere.
defend
protect
and defend
and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
and laws of the United States and of this state.
the laws of the United States and the state.
Thank you so much. Very glad to have you on board.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
Ms. Miscas, our city clerk will be contacting you tomorrow to give you further information.
Okay, sounds
Okay?
good. Thank you
Thank
again.
you. Welcome.
Congratulations.
Moving on to presentation. Item number 5, presentation by City Manager regarding January and February 2021 monthly report.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I will provide you some highlights from the departments for the month of January and February of 2021. The Municipal Courts Department in January collected $65,654. In February, Municipal Courts collected $63,748. In January, they received 369 citations from Socorro PD, 1 citation from the Department of Public Safety, 9 from Animal Control, and 66 ordinance violation citations. In February, they received 377 citations from Socorro PD, 1 citation from Department of Public Safety, 15 Animal Control citations, and 47 ordinance violation citations. Our HR department did not have civil service for the month of January and February. We had 2 separations, Miguel Rojo from PD and Mayela Granados, Executive Assistant. The new hires, we had Luis Chavez, Parks and Public Works Director. He was actually hired December 15, 2021. Carol Candelaria, HR Director, December 21st, 2020. I'm sorry, the director is 2020. Rose Escobar, Executive Assistant, February 8th, 2021. Abel Maldonado, Parks and Public Works Foreman. Anthony Sida, IT Tech, February 22nd, 2021. And Police Officer Giselle Diaz and Belen Vega. Our Parks and Public Works Department in January paved Sudan and Rye Lane and Solano, cleaned Arterial Nuevo Hueco tanks and Horizon Boulevard, revamped the recycling center. February, they completed shoulder work on Moon and Old Hueco Tanks Road, guardrail and signage on Buford Road, backflow and restroom repairs at Bulldog Park due to the snowstorm, replacement of Cougar Park fence, pothole repairs, some of them were on Place Road, Delhi, Maxine, Apodaca, Trejo, Dodson, and there was 20 street sign repairs. And they continued to maintain, mow, and groom all city parks and ponding areas. Our police department in January received 1,637 calls for service. In February, they received 1,345 calls for service. We welcomed the K-9 Groovy to be part of the team. They hosted and conducted the basic tactical operations course. Agencies who participated was Horizon Canutillo, ISD, Socorro ISD, and Tribal Police. Officers continue to attend trainings to keep them in compliance with certifications and meeting TCLO requirements. Our City Clerk Department prepared agendas and minutes for meetings of January 7th, 21st, and February 4th and 18th. They received in January 43 open records, and February received 35, and submitted 2 claims to TML. Our Planning and Zoning Department collected in January $65,160. In February, it was $56,148. In January, they issued 215 permits. February issued 206. January, they issued 15 registrations, and in February, 91 registrations. They issued 3 applications in January and 3 applications in February, and 65 letters in January and 54 in February. Our Recreations Department completed weekly food deliveries to 50 senior citizens in the community, the creation of the safety soldier, worked on COVID-19 vaccinations for the community. January, they had no HLC meeting due to no items. In February, they did have a meeting on February the 10th with 5 items. 4 were approved and 1 was an update to the commissioners. And kept up with all social media platforms, media inquiries, and press releases. Our IT department, January and February, completed the installation of new cabling for the new PD building, completed the installation of interior cameras to the PD building, and started trials for email security advancement. They also troubleshooted all IT-related issues for all city departments. Our grants department in January received an allocation of $16,432 in fiscal year 2019 for Socorro PD radios. We also received an award of $15,000 from the Texas Historical Commission for the development of a virtual tour of Rio Vista. In February, there was over 80 hours in the support of COVID-19 related projects for support and research, submitted 4 grants totaling $253,000 for the Socorro Police Department, assisting with the development of the new website and nonprofit organization, development and training to city staff with the MS4 responsibilities, and continue to work with various departments for grant assistance. Our city auditor, January and February, completed bank reconciliations for December through February, provided uniform policy for city manager review, and finalized the purchasing card disbursements from April 2020 through November 2020. Those are the highlights for our departments for the months of January and February. I don't know if you all have any questions.
No,
Mr.
ma'am,
Duran?
thank you.
I do.
Mr. Duran?
Mr. Latte, when is the vaccinations gonna begin in Socorro?
As soon as we receive an allocation, sir, we have submitted for vaccinations. However, we haven't received a response from the state.
Any other questions? Okay, moving on to consent agenda.
Motion to consent agenda?
Second.
To approve?
Yes, motion to approve
Okay.
consent agenda.
Still second.
Ruben Reyes,
Yes.
Cesar Nevares,
Yes.
Ralph Duran,
Yes.
Victor Perez is absent, and Ivan Colom Villalobos.
Yes.
Right, moving on to our regular agenda. Public hearing and ordinances. Public hearing of an ordinance of Ordinance 494, Amendment 1 to decrease expenditures by $108,600 fiscal year 2020 through 2021. It is now 6:37 p.m.
No speakers, Mayor.
Okay, public hearing is now closed at 6:38 p.m. Item number 12, second reading and adoption to the hearing that just occurred.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Ruben Reyes,
Yes.
Cesar Nevares,
Yes.
Ralph Duran,
Yes.
Victor Perez is absent, and Ivan Colom Villalobos.
Yes.
Moving on to Grants Department, item number 13, discussion and action to approve an agreement of collaboration between the City of Socorro and El Paso Trade and Manufacturing Council.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. Alejandra Valadez, Grants Coordinator for the City of Socorro. We are requesting your approval on the agreement with the El Paso Trade and Manufacturing Council. On February 18th, 2021, City Council did approve a partnership with the Trade and Manufacturing Council. Now we're here to request your approval on the agreement. The agreement included in the backup has been reviewed by both parties, and all of our responsibilities are listed in the agreement itself. There will be no exchange of funds, and there's very minimal responsibilities in part of the city, and the express purpose of this partnership will be to foster economic development activities that can benefit the City of Socorro.
Ruben Reyes,
Yes.
Cesar Nevares,
Yes.
Ralph Duran,
Yes.
Victor Perez is absent, and Ivan Colom Villalobos.
Yes.
Item number 14, discussion and action to approve the use of $200,000 of CARES Act funding for the Socorro Small Business Relief Program.
Motion.
Second.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. We are now here requesting your approval for an additional $200,000 of CARES Act funding for a second round of the Socorro Small Business Relief Program. On December 4th, 2020, City Council did approve the use of CARES Act funding in the amount of $350,000. We entered into agreement with Lift Fund to administer these funds. These funds were provided to Socorro small businesses that were experiencing losses in revenues and were on the verge of shutting down due to COVID-19. We are, as COVID positive cases decrease and the number of people that are getting the vaccine continues to increase, small businesses are still experiencing hardships and they're having trouble coming up with the capital that they need to meet the expected increased demand now that more people are getting vaccinated. The proposed project will allocate an additional $200,000 towards that fund to reopen the solicitation for Socorro small businesses. We are expecting a report from Live Fund next week that we can return to council with that will show the types of businesses that were helped. I think that is going to be crucial in informing this next round of grants to see if there are any business types that were not able to take advantage of the first round and that we can target this second round for.
Mr. Duran?
If somebody applied for the first round, can they make an application for a second round?
Absolutely. We will still have to come back to council to get your approval on the renewed agreement with Lift Fund and also on the specific requirements, eligibility requirements for the second round. And at that point, we can take your input as well on what, if we want to limit to a certain type of business, but there's nothing that will stop businesses from reapplying unless council decides to make that a limitation.
Mr. Reyes?
What's the maximum amount that I guess a business can get?
During the first round, we set that amount at $20,000, which was a larger amount than what was being provided by the county assistance programs and the city of El Paso. And we took that advice from Lift Fund based on the work that they've been doing throughout El Paso and Brownsville and several other cities in Texas. They recommended us to set the limit at $20,000.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
One more question.
Yes, Mr. Duran?
Will you give us a list of how many people applied and how many people were awarded?
Yes, absolutely. That's part of the information that we will be getting with this report, and we can return and present that to council.
Great.
Good job, thank you.
Ruben Reyes,
Yes.
Cesar Nevares,
Yes.
Ralph Duran,
Yes.
Victor Perez is absent, and Ivan Colom Villalobos.
Yes. Yes.
Moving on to Planning and Zoning Department, item number 15, discussion and action on the preliminary and final plat approval for Rancho Escondido Estates, being Track 2E2, Block 11, Socorro grant for the new development.
Motion to approve for discussion.
Second.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This is an application to subdivide a property into 6 lots. This property is located at the end of Rancho Viejo. It's currently 7 acres. At the end of Rancho Viejo, it's a continuation of Rancho Mirabal. This proposed development will be called Rancho Escondido. The applicant wants to subdivide it into 6 lots. Each one will have almost 1 acre in area. And this property is located off of North Loop. It's owned by JAR Ventures. And let me just show you the final plat. This is how they're trying to subdivide the land. It's gonna have a cul-de-sac. It's gonna be paved, and it'll have a flat curb on both sides of the streets. All the lots will be provided with all the utilities, and they will be continuing from Rancho Viejo. I don't know if you have any questions about this one.
Mr. Reyes?
Are we requiring any street lights?
Yes,
Mr. Duran?
Are they also gonna be putting in, sidewalk, curb and gutter?
sidewalk, according to the plat, it should be installed by the builders when they start building the homes.
And are the lights gonna be the LCD?
Yes. LED.
LED?
Yes.
It was close.
Ms. Mayor?
Ms. Villalobos?
So this is my neighborhood, you guys. So right now it's blocked off, and the land right next to it was sold. And we knew at one point they were going to extend Rancho Viejo for 5 or 6 homes. So are you saying the developer will be putting also streetlights, because there's only one in that area? It's in the middle. Well, it's towards close to the end. So, and the street's going to extend, correct? And then it's going to be blocked off from the rest of the development that they plan to do, correct?
Yes, ma'am, that is correct.
Okay. And they're going to put the rock wall. They're going to extend the rock wall the way it has been discussed before. I don't know if it's a done deal, but it's been discussed that there's going to be a rock wall where that subdivision, the new subdivision, is blocked off with the rock wall from this old subdivision.
We still haven't seen the subdivision improvement plans, but we do have the engineer, Ivan Conde on the line. I'm sorry. Ivan Conde should be on the line, and she should be able to answer those questions about the improvements.
Okay. And just, do we have any constituents that have opposed this extension?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All righty. Yes, I would love to hear from her. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Actually, good evening, Mayor and Council. This is Conrad Conde with Conde Incorporated. Do you mind repeating the question regarding the rock wall? So which rock wall are you specifically talking about?
So am I still on? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
Hello? Okay. Alrighty. So, this whole area was sold off, and a couple of years ago, we were told that they were going to start developing some homes in the near future, and they had talked about what the homes, the size and the lots, et cetera, and the whole neighborhood came together, and they said, we don't want to be mixed with that neighborhood because we're farmland. That's what we are. We're not a residential area. We're farmland. We have farm animals. We have irrigation canal, and so it was discussed that they were going to put around the perimeter from the new subdivision a rock wall at least 6 feet tall. And that's why I'm asking, if we're going to extend Rancho Viejo, are we going to be separating? Apparently those homes are going to mimic Rancho Viejo, correct? The 6
That is
lots.
correct.
Okay. And so the residents all came together, and there was an understanding. Now, I know it's not an agreement because it's not set in stone yet, but there was an understanding that there was going to be a rock wall separating that neighborhood, that new development, from this old development. Once they added those 5, at one point it was 5 homes. Now we're saying 6, or 6 lots. and I know that's what the residents want here in this neighborhood.
Oh, okay, so what I think I understand what you're saying is a 6-foot rock wall, masonry wall between the existing subdivision and this proposed subdivision, is that correct?
That is correct.
Oh, absolutely, yes, ma'am.
Okay, all righty. Okay. Those were my questions. Mr. Martinez?
Yes, ma'am.
In now that everybody knows that this is my neighborhood, should I abstain from voting, or am I okay to vote?
I believe it is permissible for you to vote.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Okay, thank you.
Ruben Reyes,
Yes.
Cesar Nevares,
Yes.
Ralph Duran,
Yes.
Victor Perez is absent, and Ivan Colom Villalobos.
Yes.
Item number 16, discussion and action on the preliminary and final plat approval for Jordan subdivision being tracks 5A and 6B1A, Block 27, Socorro Grant, located at 11661 Socorro Road for a lot split.
Motion to approve for discussion.
Second.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This is an application for a lot split. This property is in the corner of Socorro and Figueroa Road. There is currently a house and a restaurant. They're currently only serving through drive-through on the restaurant, and they want to split the property in half to separate both buildings. In the future, the reason for that is they want to come back and ask for a zoning change where the house is located, to change it to residential. And that's the only reason why they're asking for a lot split.
And we do have the owner on the line, Guillermina Jordan.
Sí, estoy en la línea. Sí.
I got a question.
Okay, 1 second. I think she was going to speak.
Señora Jordan, tienen una pregunta para usted.
No, I had a question with for Mr. Terrazas.
Yes, sir.
Does the city have is the city going to accommodate anything in the lot split?
Yes, they are going to be dedicating 15 feet of right-of-way along Figueroa Road. Let me put it on the screen here real quick. That's the reason why you see all those lines on the side. This is where Figueroa Road is, and they're going to be dedicating an additional 50 feet to realign because there's a small curve. Let me put the aerial map on the screen here real quick so you can see it. Figueroa is a little dead-end street, but as you approach this property, you have this little curve. So they're dedicating 50 feet to try to realign this a little bit, make it a little bit more accessible.
Thank you.
Mr. Duran?
What is the zoning, currently zoning of the property, Joe?
The property is currently zoned as C1.
Ruben Reyes.
Yes.
I believe we had Miss Guillermina. She wanted to speak, no?
Señora Jordan, ¿quiere hacer algún comentario?
No, ahorita por el momento no.
Gracias. Ruben Reyes,
Yes.
Cesar Nevares,
Yes.
Ralph Duran,
Yes.
Victor Perez is absent, and Ivan Colom Villalobos.
Yes.
Moving on to city manager, item number 17, discussion and action to approve the lease agreement between the Board of Regents of Texas A&M University System and the city of Socorro for the Rio Vista Park from May 1st, 2021 through April 30th, 2026.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm bringing this lease up because it expires April of 2021, April 30th. And we wanted to see if you all want to renew this lease. We currently lease the park at Rio Vista from Texas A&M. And we do pay $1 every month for this lease. And because it's expiring, I just wanted to make sure that we renew it, or if you have other ideas, we can discuss them.
Knew it.
Mr. Duran?
Correction, according to the lease, it is not $1 a month, it is $1 for each lease year.
Oh, for the year.
So quit trying to
Even
pay
better.
more money out than that extra $11. Come on.
Even better.
You're gonna have to change the item in the beginning where we reduced it. We're gonna have to increase it by $11 now.
No, I think there's enough money in there.
Oh, okay, good.
Any other questions?
Mayor, we do have a speaker for this item, Miriam Cruz.
Sorry about that. I'm trying to mute myself. I just had a question about. I saw on the back of the map that you guys just had up there, but I was wondering how exactly, like the actual extent of it. I don't know if the. I guess I was just trying to visualize where exactly, like the cutoff points are. If it's just the park, does it include the Rio Vista Community Center? It seems like it doesn't, but I guess I couldn't really place it over the park and what parts of the park are included and which ones are not. I was just hoping to get some clarification on that. But I mean, obviously this is a great deal, one you can't beat. So I'm glad you guys are bringing it back for renewal. Thank you.
Ruben Reyes,
Yes.
Cesar Nevares,
Yes.
Ralph Duran,
Yes.
Victor Perez is absent, and Ivan Colon Villalobos. Ms. Villalobos? Ms. Villalobos is absent. Do we have a motion to move into executive?
We do have one item, Mayor.
We have one item? Okay.
Motion to move into executive.
Second.
Ruben Reyes,
Yes.
Cesar Nevares,
Yes.
Ralph Duran. Mr. Duran?
Yes.
Yes. I didn't hear
Victor
anybody,
Perez-
so everybody's pointing, so yes.
Yes.
Victor Perez is absent, and Ivan Colon Villalobos.
Yes.
Muted. unmuted.
This meeting is called to order. We are now in regular session. It is 7:04 p.m.
Mayor, did you want to address item 23 or 20 through 22 next?
Do we have a motion for 20, 21, and 22?
Motion to
Delete,
item 20, 21, and 22. Item
second,
21, not 20.
Ruben Reyes,
Yes.
Cesar Nevares,
Yes.
Ralph Duran,
yes,
Victor Perez is absent, and Ivan Colom Villalobos. Ms. Villalobos is absent.
She's there, but we can't hear her.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Martinez.
Yes, ma'am. Mayor, on item number 23, I would suggest a motion to suspend the effective date of the requested rate adjustment for 45 days, such that council has to act on it on or before June 25, 2021.
Mr. Martinez, 90 days or 45?
It is in fact 45, and I'm looking at the statute as we speak.
Do we have a motion?
can we say so moved?
You can?
So moved.
Second.
Ruben Reyes,
Yes.
Cesar Nevares,
Yes.
Ralph Duran,
Yes,
Victor Perez is absent, and Ivan Colom Villalobos. Ms. Villalobos is absent.
motion to adjourn.
Second.
Ruben Reyes,
Yes.
Cesar Nevares,
Yes.
Ralph Duran,
Yes.
Victor Perez is absent, and Ivan Colom Villalobos is absent.
Meeting adjourns at 7:07 p.m.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good
Happy Easter,
night.
guys.
Good night, Ms. Misquez. Thank you for joining.